Alright guys, so welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 26 demo. This is demo, not full release. That release has not been confirmed yet. There's no date on it, just sometime this year. But so we're back in here. We got one more story mission we can do, and then after that we can putz around with the truck and things like that. But this video we're going to do the final story mission. I decided to come in here and enjoy the AC even though the door's open. So let's go ahead and grab that mission there. It's going to be the Salem Aries MK3 DF. Now, usually MK3 would be like Mark 3, Mark 2, things like that, but I'll just go ahead and do it that way. Probably later on I'll change it. This thing looks kind of like a Ford Escort or Ford Taurus. But, so issues are fixed. Dad sent me here, and here's a car from my grandfather. He really liked it, even though he was not a big car enthusiast. I think the car may need to be maybe a bit neglected. Spent the last few years parked outside of the house. Please make it more suitable for everyday use. In its current state, I'm not sure what to expect. Thanks in advance, and they want an oil change. So there ain't no telling what they want on this thing. But so now, hold on a second here. Pro tip: take the order. All right, now there's the car. All right, yeah, she's a little rusty, a little crusty. So let's see here. Let's take a look. Issues to fix, not discovered, whole slew of stuff. We have not a clue, and I think we're going to dig into the engine on this one a little bit, guys. Hopefully this video won't be too long, but let's go ahead and start by doing our usuals. That does not sound like a Taurus. Whatever, it kind of looks like a Ford in my opinion. Here, brakes. Good on the brake disc. Come on. Definitely needs front brake work. It's doing that. Let's switch to the suspension. So far, suspension doesn't look too horrible. So like I said, I think this is going to be mostly an engine job. It's done. Yeah, it's looking like mostly going to be engine. Let's get this thing out of here. See here. We'll go ahead and get this one click on the lift here real quick. And we're going to start our inspections. See what we got going on with this thing. Let's see, we'll do a fuel test first. All right, fuel test looked pretty decent. I'll check tires. I don't think there's going to be tires in this one. Let's do tires just for giggles and grins. Ooh, there are bad tires. Okay. Okay, so it needs 4 tires. Glad I checked that, huh? All right. Hit the multimeter on, see what our electronics looking like. Radiator fan. We got 2 bad radiator fans here. That looks like that's it on that. The electronics. Let's do a compression test. We leveled again. I'm now level 4 in the demo. I think I'm up to level 5. One of my other saves. Let's see. Oh, we got a bad piston ring, 2 piston rings, 3 piston rings. That's never good. Yeah, we're going to be digging this motor a little bit. So this video might be a little bit longer than I anticipated. Let's go ahead and check our OBD reader, see what we got on that. Okay, that's pretty good. So we kind of have an idea what we got going on. Definitely not going to be ordering no parts. Number one, it's already almost 7 p.m. So parts wouldn't show up till 8 unless I did instant. Now, instant delivery is a possibility, but there's an additional, I think it's a 15% upcharge for instant delivery. As far as I'm concerned, I'll just go sleep on the bed. The only time I might do that is like a time sensitive mission, but we'll just kind of see when the full game comes out. Too horrible. Okay. All we can look at under here. We can get this up in the air. See if there's any other issues underneath. Like I said, I think it's going to be more motor stuff we're going to have to deal with. Let's see here. Start here is already here. We definitely got to buy tires. So that's a good thing. We'll be able to get into the tire machine. I can show that a little bit. I haven't showed that yet. I'll do a complete inspection here, and then we'll see what comes out too. We've already done that. So this exhaust piece. Let's see, that part of the exhaust and the muffler. So we're still calling it exhaust, but that's okay. Hook bearing, sway bar in link B. Yeah, a little bit of suspension stuff to do. Need the sway bar as well. When it comes to stuff like that, it becomes hard to do everything piece by piece, you know, corner by corner, like I like doing. But that pretty much discovers what we can do there. Let's see how our list looks here. We got a lot of parts still not discovered. We got 2 to 6 that we got to find, and those are probably inside the engine, but don't quote me on that. The parts need to be at least 75%. So I did put parts in our little warehouse storage over here. So I'm going to take a quick gander here and see where our percentages are. Nothing in here is going to be usable. So I'll have to buy all new parts, but let's do this. Let's go ahead and, is there a way to mark? Let's see, M unmarks all. Okay. Be nice if I could have just can use keyboard and mouse. Okay, so using your up and down side arrows, that kind of thing. That's what I'm using here. And you can use M to mark. This might be a little bit faster. So those are all marked. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we know we need tires. I'm not sure the depth that we're going to go into this motor. We'll go ahead and we do need to do an oil change. Go ahead and get that drained. We're probably going to need we're going to have to pull the pan because we got to pull the pistons. So we already got this thing in the air. Might as well go do that part now. Just kind of go from there. Oil filters. Come on. Screen to work the way I want it to. Pull our pan off. Let's see, there's one right there. That's another part that's going to be bad. I'm not going to pull these rod caps. So I don't know if I need the crankshaft. So to know that, I can go look at parts. And I can go back into engine, look through here. So the bearing caps are unknown, but the crankshaft is fine. So I can pull those caps one at a time and just see what they look like. That's the only way I'm going to know if they're any good or not. And the same thing when it comes to the, we know we need to do 3 piston rings, and the pistons are good, but we don't know about the rod caps, which are over here. So these all have question marks on them here. So with the rod caps are definitely going to get pulled. So the 3 that I need to do is actually on one side of the block. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the caps first on the ones I don't need to do and just see what those caps are. And that would eliminate those. So that one's fine. So we're going to put it back on. This just helps to keep from mixing up parts. And while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and check these crankshaft bearing caps. Make sure that those are good. That's fine. A little bit of waste of time here in a sense, but it's always that one stubborn part that you didn't take off that eventually you have to tear the whole thing back apart again just to find it. So that part's good. That's good. If you're wondering what I'm saying about that's good, it says right there, if it's yellow, I know that for most part, when you're doing repairs like this, it's going to be fine. The parts that you typically have to replace are definitely the red ones and usually the orange parts. And that part's good too. So a little bit of wasted time, but now I know. I know those are good. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get these other caps off of here. Yeah, that was the right one. You can always hit escape in the middle of doing something like that, either assembly or disassembly, to cancel what you're doing. That one's definitely bad. 5%. Holy crap. That is bad. In real life, you probably wouldn't be replacing just one. You'd probably just go ahead and replace them all. But the rod caps obviously usually come with the pistons themselves, so. Or actually the rods, I'm sorry. So that's pretty much what we know down here. So we're going to leave everything there assembled. I guess we can go ahead and pull a tire. We know we got to buy tires, so. And this is a feature they brought back from 21 where this is rusted on. You got to loosen it with some spray. So we'll do our trusty DW 04, which is technically in the sense W40. But we know that we need to do this. Ads are good. And we'll grab that. And that's all we're going to grab from here. We'll work on the rear later. What I will do is I will take this tire over and we are going to separate it. And I'm just going to leave it. We'll go ahead and you go ahead and see what the animation looks like. Once it's done, I can collect the parts off of here, but I'm just going to leave the parts there for now. It's not going to hurt anything to leave them there. And we're going to go ahead and lower this car and we're going to start tearing the top end of this motor apart, pull the fans out. I'm not sure if I'm about to pull that front of that motor apart. This fan's definitely got to come out. Let's get that out of our way. Fuel rail. We're going to be pulling this whole top of this motor pretty much apart. Then I think sometimes you have to move your mouse off of things so you can kind of see what's going on. So this side, definitely gotta pull that. Get our valve cover off. This we need to pull the side off. Grab these out of here. Not a design I'm impressed with, but this off too. Part's decent. Manifold out here. Takes a little time tearing them apart, but you know, it's part of the deal. You know, it's part of what you got to do sometimes. I know the head's got to come off, so everything on this head it's got to go. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on, you know, as I'm taking parts off, if anything new pops up. Oops. Accidentally double clicked there. Sorry about that. I think it would be cool, and I've talked about this in the past, and this would be something to talk about while I'm tearing this apart. If they would add some more stuff to the game itself. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh my God, we've already got enough crap to do. Yeah, I know. We do. But, you know, I'm just looking at realism. You know, I know I can take this head over to a repair bench and I can repair it if it's not too damaged. But in real life, you wouldn't just throw it on a bench and call it repaired. You'd have to pull these valves out. You would have to pull the springs, and those would be individual parts you'd have to buy. I think it would just add more to the game. I think transmission repair would be interesting. To be able to replace, you know, transmission. What's going on here? Did I not? I can't look under there either. I take the wrong cap off down there. Sworn I pulled 3 caps. Yep, I did. So let's put that cap back on because that goes on there. I'm assuming that's the one that goes on there. This cap off. That was my fault. I goofed. Go ahead and pull that piston out. Lower this down. Then we'll be able to look at our parts again and see if we found anything new. I'm thinking some of our other problems might lie up here in this mess of stuff. I'm trying to not take apart too much stuff if I don't need to. So let's see here. Status, let's see. Okay, rod cap. Engine head. But we're still missing 3 parts here that we need. I'm not sure what they were. I don't remember. I've only played it through it a couple times, right? So the question is, do I start tearing this side apart to find out? I mean, I can look through these parts again and see, like, I don't know the status of the cam. That could or couldn't be bad. But to do that, I'm going to have to pull the whole front of the motor apart and part of the other head off. I don't know what the other head's condition is. These are not mounted parts. Let's see. Carry on. Let's see. Power steering pump and a radiator. Those look okay. You can kind of visually look at stuff and go, okay, I think it's good. I mean, that radiator doesn't look horrible. It could be bad. See, it's got coolant in it. It costs you money every time you have to put coolant stuff back in. So that's something to keep in mind if you're trying to be, you know, making a professional thing. But, what else is there? It's not mounted. That's what we were at. Okay, we left off here. Things will be time and chain, the rest of the push rods, and the water pump. We don't know the condition of those. So the thing is that it could be inside this motor, or it could be in some more of the suspension somewhere that we haven't looked at. Could be a rubber bushing. It could be maybe another wheel bearing that didn't come up yet. It's hard to say. I mean, I can either tear everything apart to see, like, the rubber bushing's okay. I think probably the best thing to do is go and order the parts that we know that we need, and we'll start underneath the car when we get our parts and kind of do our rounds around the corners and see what else we come across. So I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to do that. I'm going to look at the car. Issues to fix. But there's a brake caliper bracket that's bad. I didn't have that there. Let's go ahead and throw all this stuff on our list we know we need and go ahead and make our order, and then we'll go ahead and sleep till morning. And if anything, we'll just have to order the rest of the parts tomorrow. So this list. My cart, I need to finalize that order. That'll be here at 8 a.m. So we'll go ahead and get some sleep and go from there. It'd been cool if they'd have took this and made like a bedroom up here. Like, you'd have a walkway you could stand out here, like here, but this would be kind of like a little apartment or something, in a way, like a mini apartment. We want to get up to 8. Yeah, I guess we'll sleep to there. I have to wait a few minutes for our parts. Well, we're kind of waiting on our parts, though. You know, I'm just curious, you know, those of you that have watched so far, at least, what are your thoughts? You know, do you think this game is better, worse, same? You know, does it interest you all? You know, kind of what's your thoughts? I mean, I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun, but yeah, it's just one of those, you know, things that I enjoy, you know, and this game is not going to be up for everybody, and that's fine. So, but yeah, we're just gonna kind of stand here and, I guess, wait for our parts. Or actually, you know what? I'll just probably do a quick edit on this and save us a couple of minutes, because I don't know how long it's going to take for us to get to 8. So we'll be back here just shortly. Okay, guys. Okay, guys, we are back. Now, I stepped away for a minute concerned I was switching videos and did not realize that our order's already here. It's already 9 o'clock now. It's already after 9 o'clock. So what I did was I hit the escape key thinking that it would pause the game, and it doesn't pause the time. It keeps rolling. So just so you know, but on the escape screen here, real quick, while we're here, it shows a little bit of info. It shows our money, our scraps, our XP, stuff like that. Also shows the opening times for the junkyard, the auction salon, the paint shop, And there's a deal here for dyno, but it has just a line there. So it looks like we won't have a lot of our stuff in our location like we used to. So I'm not sure how that's going to work in the full release. I don't know if we'll still own them or if it's going to cost us more or how that's going to work. I just kind of want to talk about that for a second. But yeah, it doesn't pause the game. And that kind of disappointed me because that's what I've been doing, was hitting the escape thinking that it would pause the game. A lot of games do. But anyways, let's go ahead and grab our parts here. We got a big old box here. And for a start, what we're going to do is we're going to do it with this tire. So the good thing is that you click on it and it grabs it now. Used to, you had to do it through this wheel. So now we're going to install, we're going to use the same wheel with our tire. I thought we ordered tires too, or did I forget to order? I didn't order tires. Okay, let me see. Let me go over here and look at this. Maybe I didn't put it on the shopping list. It's on the shopping list. Oh, hold up. We got to go to the wheel shop and buy it. That was my goof up, guys. So we're going to go here and we're going to get this tire. What's nice is that it's over here. You can still see the size. But what's kind of cool too is it already picked our size for us. We don't have to do all that. So we're going to add that to our cart. We're going to finalize that. That'll show up in 10 minutes. In the meantime, we can go ahead and start putting some of these parts back together. We'll throw that full filter on while we're here. All we'll be doing is the tire when it gets back. I completely forgot about the tire part, the wheels that was separate. So that's my fault, guys. Oh, is that right? Didn't need a, no, it wasn't needing brakes. Okay, now we're just waiting on our tire to show up. We'll just stand out here and wait for delivery. It'll be here in a minute. Boom. Now we should have 4 tires. Now we go to install stuff. We can actually install it. We're going to take that. And then our wheel balancer, like I said, they changed it a little bit here. So this still needs to be balanced. And just start. And to speed things up, you stop that. It's not space. It must be enter. See, it does it on its own if you just keep going, but you can speed this up, and I think it's enter. There we go. I'm not sure about the other benches because I haven't tested those yet on those, and some of them I couldn't buy. But the rest of these, we're going to just let it do it at its own thing. So now we take the wheel when that's done. We'll just let them do them on their own. Those shouldn't take horribly long to do. I like the fact that you can do the mini game if you want, instead before you were kind of forced into it. That makes sense. Okay, so that's all put together. Let's over here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this tire and wheel, and we're gonna go over there, separate it, install the new one, and let the auto balance do its thing while we work on the rest. A little bit more back and forth than usual, but to me it just kind of makes sense to do it that way. I'm not a fan of mini games, so that's just kind of my personal opinion. Everybody's different. Let's install that with that tire, and gotta wait for that. Then we'll balance that one, start, and we can just leave it, and it will do its own thing while we're over here working on that. We're gonna need another caliper bracket here, and I guess that's just a rusty bolt. Bearings are good. Thing is, you can't see like the bushings inside of here. Yeah, you can. Do it just right. Let me. This is a little better. Just for the bushing. Okay, that's kind of a new thing too. That bushing's good. It's good. All right. So we're going to order a caliper bracket. Another one. Need to order that. We're going to have to wait for that, so we'll go ahead and get back to the motor for now. That'll be here at about 12 o'clock. So we'll get back to the motor. And we'll just put the one side together, and then we may take the other side apart and kind of take a gander in there real quick. Rings. I mean, we tore this thing down like that just to put rings on it, so. And the head. We're definitely going to put on everything we know that's good on this side. Well, we're going to pretty much fit this side together. One thing we're not going to do is we're not going to be putting the plug wires on quite yet, because we may end up having to tear the other side of that motor apart. Or the front side of the motor, I'm not sure yet. So we'll just go ahead and get this side buttoned back together. We'll go underneath and we'll kind of button up the rest of that under there. Hopefully by then we'll have our other part. We're not going to put that on yet. So we need to put our push rods in. I know some people aren't too excited about the whole time delivery system with the parts. I actually don't mind it because, in my opinion, I think you can always find something to do while you're waiting on those parts. And at worst case scenario, you just go sleep. I mean, it's kind of my opinion. I do apologize about this video being kind of long. I am going to leave it one video. I thought about breaking it into two pieces. But this video is just going to be kind of a long one. It's just what it is. In the future, if I think it'll be long, I'll work around it and make it a little bit shorter. It just depends. I think as long as it stays under the hour mark, I think we'll be okay in total. I know you guys don't like seeing super long videos, so we're going to leave that stuff alone for now. Pick this back up in the air. Our stuff should be getting here shortly. Get this tore apart. I really don't want to tear this back here apart. See, I got to take the tire off to do that. So, and then I have to take both tires off. Well, you know what? We're getting new tires anyways. We can start mounting these tires up. Leave that apart like that for now. Let's see, get my bearings turned in the right direction. Our fresh one here. Separate first. Separate the other one while we're at it. Tire on that one. We can get the balancing started on this one. Separate that. that. All right, let those do their thing. Our part should be here just now. Almost a minute. Now, let's go back here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this off. The one on the opposite side, we got to replace those anyways. So we can do this arm. I'm going to go ahead and put the new sway bar in. It doesn't look like I got to tear any of this apart here. From what I'm seeing, it looks like I was noticing spring right there. Looks kind of ugly. So I'm thinking, we don't know what the condition of it is. Let's see if we can get in here without smacking our head on everything. So let's pull this spring. Just zoomed right into it. Yep, that's a bad spring. Let's look at the opposite side here. The spring looks bad too. I'm being a little impatient. I'm clicking on it before it's ready for me to pull, and yeah, it's doing that. So now we have 2 rear springs to purchase. 2. Guess I didn't put 2 on my shopping list. So, all right, so we got to wait on that to come in for that, and then we can put the tires on. Go ahead and do the other one. I think I was looking at that right. Status. So we've discovered every part. So let's just go ahead and see what we can finish up down here. We got this a bearing here we got to replace. New one in there. This on. Like I said, we're still waiting on springs. And what we can do is we can go ahead and, now that we know we've got everything figured out, then we can go ahead and get this motor put together. So grab that real quick. Out. Go ahead and get all this stuff put back together. kind of like to look at the bolts if I can. I'm a little weird about that. I could have just went across and done them, but and our fan, that one, back underneath. I forgot to button up the bottom side of the motor. Do this one first because we know it needs the brand new one. That one on. Okay, that's all buttoned up now. Got about 30 minutes till our parts show up. Get our oil in here. Was there any additional tasks other than the oil change? No. It looks like we've about got everything done here. Looks like just the rear springs and the 2 tires, and we are done with this. So we're just waiting on the springs now, which is another waiting time, but is what it is. Trying to think of things to either look at or do while we're waiting. I can get this truck while we're waiting, and probably in the next video we're going to mess with this thing a little bit. So maybe what I'm gonna go ahead and do while we're waiting, I'm gonna get this truck moved. So I've kind of messed with stuff with this. You can do the gas and brake, and it won't go nowhere yet. But as soon as you dump it, it will try to spin the tires. Here. That'll be there for the next video that I do for this. It'll be the next one or the one after. I haven't decided about which order I'm going to do it in. If I'm going to tear this thing up, mess with this, or if I'm going to go into one of my other profiles and show off some of the equipment. I can buy some of it now, but our parts are fixed and it'll be dropping right there. Get this car together. This video is getting long enough. Shiny new springs. Trying to skim across where I can see these parts going. This tire on. And because we did some suspension work, we will go ahead and run it into the alignment rack real fast for the customer. And that should be that. All the things are done. Area's ready to finish. But I'm not going to make the customer come in here and grab the car. So just to say what I was telling y'all earlier, you can just hit F and you're in drive mode. Does run a little better, doesn't it? Alignment's good. Okay. It'd be cool if you had to actually go inside and like put on the deal that it was done or ready to be picked up. Maybe they'll add that as well someday. And that is the last of that. So that's the last mission. It wants you to add the game to your wish list. So now it's going to do all this garbage. And I don't need all that garbage. I'm in the middle of a video. So guys, that pretty much sums it up. Like I said, we're probably going to do a video on messing with this truck, or I may just show you what I've done to the other one. I don't know. We'll kind of see. But we'll do another video definitely on the equipment. And that way you can see all that. But this video has been long enough, so I'm going to get this video done and over with, and I will catch you guys on the next one. We'll see you.